Welcome, everybody. It's so great to see all of you for our second hangout in our training. So Julie and Shannon and I would like to open up the floor to all of you, if anybody has any questions about the material that we've covered this week. And I'll just go over what that material was. We went over how to create a Facebook Like page, a business page. We also went over the inviting process to the business opportunity. We gave you a coach questionnaire to use. And Julie posted a video about a personal development video about being the kind of coach that you would want on your team. So does anybody have, think back to everything that you've, saw on the posts and everything that you watched in the videos and maybe things that you've tried during the week after doing each of these assignments each day. And does anybody have anything that you want to share or ask a question about? Maybe about the inviting process, or did everybody make your Facebook Like page? If you didn't have one already? Everyone on this call has one? Okay. All right. Great. Well, if you do have any questions or you think of something during the call, then feel free to raise your hand and you can ask at any point in time. But until then, we also wanted to share that we understand that all of you are really dedicated to your business, because it's obvious of just being on this call and staying engaged in the training as you all have done, and we're all so proud of all of you. This is such an amazing group of coaches. We're just so excited for all of you. And we want you to know that we understand that as you start to progress in doing the activities in order to build your business, that we all get to a point where we hit roadblocks. And each one of us could have a different roadblock. It could be whether we are having a hard time finding the time each day in order to do our business, or we could be having a difficult time, kind of mustering up enough courage to get past our comfort zone, to step out of our comfort zone and put ourselves out there and invite people. Or posting on Facebook might be a challenge for some people. Or just, maybe making this business a commitment enough where you're being consistent and making sure that you're doing it every day and doing the behaviors that you're supposed to do, that you're being trained to do each day to build your business and move it forward. So whatever roadblocks you might be hitting, or things that you might be unsure about that might be holding you back, we would like to discuss each one, because everyone's got to have them at some point in their business, because that's how we grow. And so it's learning and it's growing as it's our journey as we go. So we want to help you through whatever your challenges are or roadblocks that you might be hitting. So would anybody like to share?
Even if it's just that you're not thinking of anything, you're just running out of ideas and you're not sure who to brainstorm with or what to even talk about. Anything. I know that if one person has an issue, more than one person is going to have the same issue. And all of us have been through probably every single issue that you guys are thinking about or right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Deb. Bonnie, Deb.
You. Yes, Deb.
Hi, everybody. Deb Boston here from Deb Boston. Hi.
Here from Boston. We know you're from Boston, Deb Chaffin.
That's a really cool name, Deb.
So, what's that?
That's a really cool stage name.
There you go. My alter ego. Yeah. I'll open up for Shannon's band.
Yeah. Deb Boston in house.
So I have had trouble recently just fitting in the time during the day. So what I did intentionally that was new for me this week is I set my alarm an hour earlier and set on my calendar to do Beachbody Business, my power hour, in enough time that I could still leave the house. Because I think that why I tried to not do that in the morning is that I get so wrapped up in what I'm doing and excited about it that then I'm late for work and I'm like, oh crap, I have to leave because I need to make sure I keep my day job for a while anymore. Anyway, and I failed miserably at that this week. I mean, I got up, but I ended up not dedicating. I would do a couple of things. Like one day I did a great job. I made a video and kind of gave a backstage tour. I think I only maybe sent it to Shannon, but I ended up posting it of on demand, which worked out really well with what they announced today because I attached it in the post that I made about the, if you don't know, make sure you check the back office about the free on demand access for everybody for 30 days, which is just awesome. But I'm having trouble actually focusing at that time to make that worth getting up that early for. So that's how I tried to make an effort that I'm going to continue, but I got to tell you guys, I'm dragging. So I just tried to make the best out of it I could. I ended up making calls and talking to people in between work and physical therapy. And, you know, while I was getting a mammogram this week, I just fit it in whenever I could.
That was great. That was awesome.
Totally true.
I love it.
That's awesome. I love it.
So any thoughts?
Hold on a second.
I mean, literally, I think she was trying to keep my mind off of it because I had never had one before because I just turned 40, and she ended up being really interested in what I was talking about, and so I ended up, anyway.
That's great.
Deb, let me ask you, how do you end your night with Beachbody or your day with Beachbody? How do you end it?
I usually get my personal development in on my bus ride into work, whether it be watching a video or listening to the National Wake Up Call. Today, I actually didn't have any power at my office for 4 hours, and I had Eat That Frog with me, so I was watching that, reading that. How do I end my day? I sort of make sure that I wrap up if there's anyone that has any outstanding questions and make sure I get back to them. I mean, like right before this call, I followed up with a new customer that I had lunch with this week. So there I was using my lunch break to work on Beachbody business. And I sent her the exact link for what she wanted. And I was like, make sure you order the 21 Day Fix, the original one. If you've never done this before, I don't recommend you jump into the Extreme. And we talked about the challenge pack. She went and bought the Extreme by itself without Shakeology and no containers. And I'm like, no, like, how did you even get there?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wait
So
a
I said
minute.
the fault that was.
Did you give her the link to the challenge pack?
I did. And I even double checked my email that I sent to her that had, the code for the exact
Oh my gosh.
challenge pack to say, I didn't know if you intended to purchase this. If you did, I'm really glad you got what you wanted. But what we talked about, this didn't seem like what you wanted to do. And OPS, you're going to need those containers to do this program.
She was confused.
Well, let me just offer up
Yes.
what worked for me when I worked full time before I
Okay.
resigned last year. I would and during lunchtime I would do follow-ups. So during lunchtime I would follow up with anything that I post during the morning time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everyone gets at least 30-minute break for lunch, hopefully. Following up is just a couple minutes to do that. At nighttime is where I would kind of do my power hour. After my kids have had their dinner,
Mm-hmm.
they're either on their own now with homework. They're a little older right now and they're younger teens. So I would do my power hour. And in my power hour would be that time. If I'm scheduled, this is again when I used to work my full-time job. My time would be if I'm going to do any videos, if I'm going to do anything like extensive, that would be what my power hour is. But I would go into my night knowing what I needed to do. Okay,
Mhm.
that's being organized.
Mm-hmm.
But in that power hour, I would also know what's going to go on when I wake up in the morning, because I did the same thing you did. I woke up a half hour before my day had to start, before my kids needed me. And I went and I already from the night before, I had my post for the day. So I went ahead and posted it. I put something personal. That's what I did. Everything I was going to do in the morning time, I had already prepared
Mm-hmm.
the night before, so that all you had to do is get up, because you're all groggy. You don't really feel creative that early in the morning time. For me, at nighttime, I feel the most creative. So that's where I had everything ready. And all I did in the morning time was post it. But I had my clock.
Mm-hmm. And I've used the clock and I've used that, which has helped. And I think the reason I wanted to try the morning time, because I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone and try things different, is that I don't know if you can tell right now, but I am junk. Like, I am exhausted. My brain just isn't working anymore. I mean, I gave my own last name wrong. I mean, I just I feel like I'm not useful when I get this tired.
What time do you normally get up, Deb?
What's that?
What time do you normally wake up in the morning?
Not including this week?
Yes, normally.
Usually 6:30. This week it's been 5:30.
Okay. And do you do your workout in the morning?
Well, I'm still dealing with 6 bulging discs in my back, so I have not been able to work out
okay.
in September.
Okay.
Much less teach any classes. So tonight I had physical therapy after work before coming here and barely had enough time to make myself something to eat
Right.
before the call started.
I'll tell you what I do. I have to leave the house by 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I get up at 6.
Yeah.
And I get my workout in, and I get my business. I spend about a half an hour on my business.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I agree with you. Sometimes that happens where I'm really into what I'm doing, and I do run a little bit late. But I'm lucky that I don't have to punch a clock, so there's nobody really watching me. So if I come late, then I'll just work it into stay a little later or work it into my lunch. I usually eat lunch at my desk. But I do spend a half an hour in the morning, and the tasks that I do in the morning is basically just posting on my challenge group page.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever challenge group pages or coach pages that I'm currently running, whether it be a coach training that I'm responsible for posting that day, or whether it be my challenge group page and then a clean eating page, whatever groups I'm in the process of running, I post on all of those first thing in the morning. And then I try to post on my personal page as well. So I try to just get all of my posts in for the day first thing in the morning, and then just comment on my challengers' sweaty pics. And that's basically it. And then I go to work, and during the day, I do work off of my phone, where if I'm getting a message from somebody, I will try to respond during the day, or even do a call, a coach call, or a potential customer call during a break at work. But then when I know that I want things that I want, like tasks that I really want to do, including all of my invites, I make a list, like just on a really loose leaf piece of paper that I have sitting on my desk. I make a list of the things that I want to do, send email to customers. Yeah, exactly. Or, several people that I know that I want to follow up with or get back to. So I have a list going just like that. And then that's what I take with me to do sitting for my power hour later in the evening.
Right.
When I get home.
And I think that's super helpful, and I think I'll probably try and split it, do a half hour before and maybe a half hour after. But I think the biggest difference is that I am the front face of my office, so I have to be there right when they open.
Right.
And I'm in an open environment, so I can't ever do coach calls during the day. So a lot of times I may try and Facebook message people, in texting, or set up a call with someone when I can go to a private closed off area. So thank you for that tip. I'll definitely give that a shot.
So do you not get a lunch break?
I get a lunch break, but like this week, for example, I used my whole hour to sit and have lunch with that prospect that just bought the wrong item.
Okay, but that's still business.
Yeah. And I gave, Julie's totally laughing. And I gave her, and I didn't just send her like the link, I also gave her some of the videos from the back office, because obviously our third-party tools can share much more in depth than, we try and be conversational and friendly, but informative.
The third.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Okay, well, normally you would get a lunch break, so you can do some coach calls during that time as well, or prospect calls during your lunch break.
Like Monday, I already have a call with a woman I went to high school with that I haven't talked to in 25 years. And so I try and schedule them during the week. So
so you do kind of the same thing that I do, half hour in the morning before work, and then I'll do like an hour or, whatever I can during my lunch break, and keep a list going. And then do the most important tasks, which of course is inviting every day, in the evening when I do my power hour at night. So that's what works for me. Yeah.
You know what I did start doing this week that was new that might help other people too is I went and looked at my customer list in my Coach Online office, and I definitely feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity with folks that have never gotten back to me when I've initially reached out to them. With their email address, I plugged it into Facebook, and I started individually friending them. And even though I don't know if they're going to see a follow-up message because it goes into their other box, a couple of them accepted my friend request.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, I'm psyched to connect with you. I see, and I'd look in my back office, I see you've been a club member for 2 years. What are you doing these days?
Right.
How can I
That's
help support
great.
you? So if that helps you guys connect, that was, I think, starting to work too. So
That's a great
That's a great
idea.
idea.
Yes, I love that. Love that idea.
All right.
Anybody else? Nobody has any kind of roadblocks or obstacles, any kind of, things that you're unsure about or having a hard time with regard to knowing what to post or how to get your coaches or challengers motivated or engaged? Nothing?
Or maybe you don't know what to ask.
Okay. We got Erin.
Hey, okay. So one of my main questions is as it relates to what Julie did this week with posting in other groups and generating, getting friends that way, is trying to find out like what my niche would be, like what kind of groups I should get into, because everything I'm finding is already, either run by a coach or saturated with other coaches. So I'm not really sure where to delve into on that.
Erin, what do you like to do for hobbies and things like that?
I volunteer. I'm president of a nonprofit, so I do a lot with the community.
Yeah. Do you do specific things or do you do just general?
Pretty general, from food drives. I've got breakfast with the Easter Bunny is this Saturday. We've got a set, project list throughout the year, but.
And what do you do? What's your job? Do you have a job? Do you work?
I do, yes.
What do you do?
I'm an office manager for a small promotional marketing company, just me and my boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could search Facebook for small companies, small management, or you know what I mean?
Okay.
Or just any kind of interests that you have. Do you have any pets?
Nope.
Or a particular personal development author that you enjoy reading or following?
Not yet. I mean, the only one so far that I've done anything reading-wise is with GoPro, but.
Or just fitness in your area, local groups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Erin, when Lisa had called me about your conversation today. One of the things to understand when you're trying to find a group on Facebook, don't overthink the group that you're trying to find.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a part of a group because there's Beachbody coaches in there. So what? There's Beachbody coaches. How many we have? Like 300,000, or what do we have for coaches?
230,000.
Yeah. It's trying to find your niche. Why am I? Is there an echo?
There is an echo. I don't know why, because
Mute Erin and see if that gets rid of it. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it did. Okay. So here's what I told Lisa. When you try to find a group of something that you have an interest, a similar interest in. And when you post, there's two ways of doing it. The way that you're talking about is you're going to read through it and you're going to comment. And then someone's going to comment back. And then that's how you start to build a connection and relationship. And if you do that one or two times, you can go ahead and friend them and say, I love to hook up with you on Facebook. We have common interests, and you go down that road, right? If you wanted to do what I did in the group, you would find a group that you're like, something maybe you and your husband like to do, or whatever. Do you like arts and crafts? There's so many different groups out there, and just join it and start the chatter and say introduce yourself and say you're so excited about this group because it has pottery. Let's just pick pottery because it has pottery. And you're excited to connect with more people who have the same interests. Let's be friends on Facebook so that we can share in our journey, right? So then that's where you would go ahead and put a picture of you doing pottery. So whatever your interest is, you're going to post something like that. I posted a picture of me doing fitness, and then that's where I was able to gain the windfall of friends that I got. But the moral of this, what I'm telling you is this. Don't not get into a group. When everyone started asking me to friend them, I went into their Facebook page and I looked to see if they were coaches. And if they weren't, I liked their comment, but I didn't friend request them. I didn't send that to them. So you can pick and choose when those start to come your way.
Great suggestions. Really any hobby that you have, if you're into photography, if you're into reading, what kind of books, anything that you enjoy, anything, specific types of movies, actors, whatever,
That's right.
Okay, so does anybody have anything else that you want to talk about or get some suggestions about or maybe brainstorm?
Or maybe something that you try that you learned in the lesson plan and share it with us. What did you try that worked?
Yeah, that's what we want to hear. What worked?
Calls are for you guys.
Yeah, I know that some of you tried some new things this week. Let's hear what you've done.
You listened to us all week. We want to hear.
We want to hear what you've done.
I want to tell you that Andrea Williams did something really cool in her challenge group. She should talk about that.
All right, I'm going to unmute Andrea. Andrea, you're on.
Hi. Yeah, so I've got a really large 21-day Fix Extreme challenge group going on. So I listened to the coach call on Monday morning. Did you guys hear that call?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I took notes and I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a contest. And so I started a contest immediately and told them that they needed to post a sweaty selfie every day. And I divided the group up into 2 teams. And I assigned them and I named their teams. We've got the Plyo Princesses and the Dirty 30 Divas.
Love it.
Yeah, but it's working. Like they don't know what the prize is. I said, you're going to get a little prize from me. It's probably going to be E&E, something like that. But every day, they're all like posting all these pictures, and I give them bonus points if they will share their picture to their personal wall.
Oh.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's been great. So I plan on implementing some more of her ideas that she gave us,
Yes, that was a great call.
Yeah, it worked great. So
I love it. So do you give them a point every time they post a sweaty pic?
every time they post. So I've got a little sheet right here beside me, actually, where I wrote them down. And so every time I see a pic, I put a little, I've got the marks going.
Awesome.
So, yeah, by Sunday, we'll have a winner, and then they'll get a prize. And then next week, I'm going to do something different.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. Yay!
Good for you. Woo. I
Thank
love
you.
that you didn't hesitate. I love that you just went in and you did it.
Yeah, I did
That's
it.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else do something different this week based upon this training and ideas that you learned?
Did you get creative?
I know that some of you posted about the business opportunity. Are you not on this call?
Or how about if you have coaches and you learn something from our lesson and you've taught them? Did they do anything from what you guys are learning?
That's an even better question.
That might be the next topic we should talk about is you're learning so much and now you need to start using the information that you're learning because you can learn until you're blue in the face, but unless you start actually putting what you're learning into practice, you're not going to see any use of what you're learning.
No results will come.
What, Julie? I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I said no results will come from it unless you actually
Right.
put it into practice. And you can read about it and you can see the videos and love the videos, but you got to step outside that box and actually do it.
Right.
One thing.
You know what? Brindle just chatted saying that she stepped outside of her comfort zone this week and she did a fit club. She had never done a fit club before. And so she held a fit club for the first time. So she did something out of her comfort zone. And I know that it went really well. She had, I think, 4 people there and they were all interested in continuing to do something. So that's what it's all about, stepping outside your comfort zone and just start doing it. Just like what Andrea did, she just did it. So, you're learning all this great information and great ideas and great ways of doing things. And now it's time to just start doing it. And that's when you're going to start seeing your business grow and you grow as a coach. Because we're not going to learn unless we fail, right? So we have to do in order to fail, and then learn how to do it better. And sometimes you'll succeed. And every time you succeed, you just keep growing your business. But don't be afraid to fail. You know, doing is the most important thing.
That's right. That's right. You can procrastinate all you want, but if you procrastinate because you're not sure what to say, or you procrastinate because you're like, oh, I'll do it later tonight or something, then it never gets done.
Right.
And you never see where you can actually go. Because I know firsthand that the minute you do something, you're going to get responses from some people. They're going to respond to you. So that's success right there.
And you know, when I first started, even now still, I'll post something on my Facebook, on my personal page, and not get anything. No likes, no feedback, no comments, nothing. And I used to feel really insecure about that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to look like a fool. Nobody's liking my posts. But you know what? Even though nobody liked those posts, they still saw them and they were watching them, because then as I continued to post and feel more comfortable, like I got to the point where I'm like, I don't care. They could like it, they could not like it. I'm posting because I'm putting myself out there, and I'm developing a reputation with all of the people who know me that this is what I'm about. And then they did start to come to me and say, you know, you've been, and this, like people who never commented or liked it at all, they would message me and say, I've been watching you and
Right.
I'm ready. So you don't realize it, but when you post, even if people don't give you feedback, they're still watching you, and those are seeds that you're planting. So don't be afraid to just start doing. That's the only way you're going to grow your business. So when you're hearing all the trainings and you know you're learning every day from our trainings, you might have some ideas while you're listening and while you're watching that you just haven't put into practice. Write your ideas down when you're thinking of them and just make yourself do it. Just do it, because that's how you're going to start to grow.
Let me ask you guys a question. From when you post on your Facebook page to either invite people to your challenge group, raise your hand if you reach out to the people who like your post. Okay. And are you comfortable in doing that? Like, can someone just share, like, what do you say? What do you do? What kind of outcome have you gotten? Someone who hasn't talked yet? Someone who raised their hand, because I saw you, Christy.
How about Krista?
Krista,
Yeah.
okay, you're on.
Well, I actually did this a while ago. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A bunch of people liked my cousin and me. We were a little, I don't know, like 2 years old, and then I posted like a after picture of us now, you know, decades later, and a lot of his friends liked the picture, and they're all over. They're in Vegas, California, and everything. And so I just sent everybody, I'd try to become friends with everybody first, so it wouldn't go to their other thing. Yeah, message. And then once they, said they would be friends, I sent them, I copied and pasted the same thing. I'm like, oh, hi, I noticed you like the picture with Jimmy, my cousin. How do you know him? And then people were writing back to me. One day I was just like, I couldn't type fast enough, and I'm actually, as we speak, like, I'm getting messages back because a lot of them want to do the T25. And just today on, I want to say Team Beachbody 411, maybe it was there, they had a post about, oh, only 2 more days left, the T25. So I just literally shared that. Normally I don't, say things like that, like, here, this is what's on sale, because, I do all the talking first.
Right.
Or chatting, and, but I said, oh, like, just like throw that out there, like a little nudge, I felt comfortable. And, I haven't gotten anything, I didn't sell anything right now, but it's people that, like, even my family is like, who are you talking to? Who is this person, that you're friends with on Facebook? Like, I don't know, they're Jimmy's people. So I feel like I know them, but I don't,
Yeah.
That's great.
And that's how it happens. That's great. Good job, Krista.
That's
Well,
it. You can mute me again. I'm done. I said my
Thank you
piece.
for sharing.
I'm shy. No, I'm not joking. I'm not really.
Well, thank you for sharing. That's what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
just putting yourself out there. Oh, you have one more thing? Yes.
I just want to say one thing. I don't have any, and I'm not complaining or venting or anything. I just want you guys, girls to know, women to know. Well, is there a man? There's a man right there. Okay, sorry, Stuart. I don't have any coaches under me. I only have a few customers. But I really do feel like the way that I learn is I get all the information first, and then I can, that was the part that my comfort zone. So what you're doing is making me feel so much better that I feel like when, one more week of this, I could go out there now and really just start, saying, hey, come on, you coach, like I feel better. I could be a mentor to them, and
Good. That's
Love it.
awesome.
that's it. You can mute me again.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
That's
Krista.
awesome, Krista. And we were putting this whole training together. That was hope. That was what we hoped all you guys would get out of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
One thing I just wanted to say, for those people who might have raised their hand in the question I asked because they didn't want to get picked on, or the people who are listening to this video and they don't respond to people who like their posts on, their invites to challenge groups, I tell you this, people who like your posts but don't comment to ask for more information, some of those people are just timid to actually ask you for more information. And it's almost like their discreet way of just poking at you and letting you know that you're interested. So it's not going to hurt you to reach out to them and say, hey, Susie, I saw that you did like my post to the invite to my challenge group. Are you interested in learning more information? If not, no problem. Just want to make sure I didn't leave you hanging. And I wanted to be there to answer your questions. The last person in the invite that I did, I have a current 7-day clean eating program coming up. She liked it. And oh my God, she was like, she could not shut up. She liked my post because she was timid to post there. So I private messaged her that. And she's like, oh my God, yes, I have to lose weight. I need this. I keep on trying. I could not shut her up. So that was just a great example for you guys to know and understand. And in case you guys do, but the people who are listening, some people are timid, you just never know. And as Bonnie said, you just put yourself out there respectfully in a way that's comfortable for you and just let the cards fall where they're going to fall. That's all.
Actually, I have a funny story. When I was posting the Hangout from Don's First Coach Basics from this past week, I was trying to post it on my team page. And sometimes when I'm on my phone, I forget to choose the group. And I wound up posting it on my personal page. And I realized it as soon as I did it. I'm like, oh man. So I'm like trying to delete it. And before I could delete it, someone liked it. I have no idea who it was. I mean, I don't know who this person, he's obviously one of my Facebook friends that I just don't know. So I messaged him. I'm thinking, why would somebody like that? He didn't even have enough time to watch the video. So I messaged him and I'm like, would you be interested in being a coach? And he's like, yes. So it's like an accident that I, did by total error. And I wound up getting a potential coach from it. So it made me think, maybe I should do that more often. Leave it up a little longer.
Yeah.
But, it's a training call. It's not meant for the public. So, but it was very interesting how that happened.
That's cute.
So that's when someone likes, and he didn't message me or comment and say, hey, what's that about? I'm interested. He just liked it. So you definitely want to reach out to anybody who likes your posts.
Erin has her hand up.
Oh, Erin, yes. Hi, Erin.
Hi. One of the other things with regards to Facebook that just happened with me yesterday is paying attention to what other people are posting as well. My sister, who's also one of my customers, posted her pre-measurements that she had come across, pre-measurements from 2011 before I was even part of Beachbody. And then now that she's my customer doing 21 Day Fix, she's now about to start her third round, I believe, posted the side-by-side comparison. And the comments on her post, she was blowing up, and people started asking, which round are you on? Tell me more about it. And like that, I've already got a new customer, and so it's not always what we as individuals are, it's what other people are helping. My sister's helping my business grow with her friends. So.
Right. That's great.
That's awesome.
That is very cool.
Anybody else? No?
All right, guys.
What do you think, ladies? Do you want to end the call?
Yeah.
I think we had some nice discussion here. And if you guys decide, if you think about it afterwards, that you do have a topic that you'd like to discuss, don't hesitate. You can always post it on our page.
Yes, please do. Feel free to do that.
All right. Well, then on that note, I want to thank you all for coming. Julie and Shannon and I really love helping all of you that are engaged and are, make it your priority to be here. We love it.
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming. And
we hope this was beneficial to you, because it is to us.
Definitely.
And set your alarms for Video Friday.
Yeah.
Yes. And keep up the great work, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much.